Good morning, everybody. Hope you guys had a wonderful pre-market so far. Jumping right into my watch list for today, it's relatively small. Um, Pretty good action out there. I still think a lot of names need some time to set up. So jumping right into it, MongoDB had earnings out last night. We're gapping out of this few month base. If you zoom out a little bit, you could see how big of a level this 387 was, even from this move back here in 2023 and 2024. Um, but huge base pretty much has been doing nothing for a really, really long time. So, if it starts to get going over 400, then I'd be interested in joining that. And then this small cap data center name, I mean, it's made a huge move already. Went from like, a quarter up to 750, came down, bounced off, this 320s keys and the 50 moving average. And, had a pretty solid move. We had this one on watch for that pivot through 380, and now it's coming back down a little bit into the 10-day. So maybe something over there above 5 if that starts to build. Otherwise, I think I prefer to really wait for the better names out there, but I just don't see any fresh setups. So that's what I got. I'm gonna pass it right over to Josh.
Good morning. Just three setups today for me, all long side. I like the way that the Nasdaq's holding here, the way that crypto's holding here, and then from there, I just go on to identify what I think look like kind of the strongest stocks in the market. Lemonade, I'm going to be watching versus 73.50s and a push through yesterday's highs. Wolf, kind of a similar concept. It's in the data center space. Maybe it's getting some sympathy from this move in CRDO's earnings. They had earnings, right? Yep. And this is just building really well and trending really well above short-term moving averages, and is definitely trading like one of the leaders in the data center space. So I will be watching this today. And then finally, it's going to be Tesla, which is just getting really nice and tight just below the 50-day moving average, which is at 434. So I'd love to see us take that level out and hold above. I think things look really constructive here from the Qs. We're holding above all the short-term moving averages. Crypto still needs a little bit of work, but I really do like the way that the Qs and the SPY are holding, and I'm not really looking at anything within crypto today. So I think overall things are very constructive. Just those three setups for me, and I'm passing this to Emil.
All right. Morning, everyone. So for me, it's going to be X-Pro. I'm watching this one for a while now, and I like the fact that yesterday had this sort of push through 14 area. The volume is picking up. So to me, this is a decent risk reward. At this stage, I'm going to mostly risk pretty much 2 days ago low, so at around 1350-ish. But this is a type that most likely, if it's going to have some follow through, is just going to grind. I like also the fact that has a decent ADR, and this base is pretty good for another leg to the upwards. D-Dog, Datadog, that's another name I'm watching. I like the fact that this morning it's gapping up slightly above this area. So to me at this stage, as long as it's going to stay above this 161.50-ish and build up, I'm going to be looking for a long. So basically, if it's going to find the base and it's not going to, fail under these levels and then start to look weak, rather, like I said, if it's going to build up, I am going to watch for a long and then keeping the risk tight at today's low. MSTR, this a lot of negative infos out there about this name. I mean, for a good reason, but what I like the most on this setup is that yesterday had all the way recovery after the first part of the trading session when got smashed, then recover all the way up and made new highs. So and also we have the biggest volume of this year. So I'm not saying that it's going to bounce from here, but to me the risk reward it's very good. So if it's going to give some dips versus 155, 165, 166 area, I am going to be interested in getting along and pretty much risking low of yesterday. So in a case where this one is going to be bouncing, I'm going to keep the risk pretty much in check and then trail it as long as it's going to work. And if it's not going to work, I'm just going to cut it off. But to me, after yesterday's volume and, like I said, recovery, that's a decent chance to have a bounce here. Lumen, oops. Another name I'm watching, I like the fact that been building up here, and yesterday had a gap up but then reclaimed. So not really looking to do anything here, but if there are going to be any dips, green to red and slightly lower, and then find some sort of support, I am going to be interested in getting involved. Also looking at EQT. This one, it's looking pretty good on the daily. That's a big that's a big base here, and if we'll manage to break through this level, I'm not saying today, ideal scenario here would be another inside day and then maybe tomorrow pushing through 61. That would be even better. So nothing here, but if it's going to push 61.15, pretty much previous highs, I am going to be looking for a breakout since the daily it's having this big base. Then also having few small caps on radar like PLRZ, which apparently is the one that it's getting attention this morning. Nothing for me here until after the open. I would really like to see a blow off to 850, see if it's going to stuff there. But by the way it's trading now, I'm expecting to see some stuffy action after the open and then recycle based on this level, these levels. And if it's going to stay heavy, then have it on the way down, but also trade around core and locking in profits. And the last one I'm watching is FTEL. Same thing here. This one, it's to be quite honest, it's nothing here, but if it's going to push against pre-market highs or even better, like 230-ish, then I'm going to be watching for a trade. Other than that, zero interest here. But if it's going to expand for a bit after the open, then definitely I'm going to be interested. So yeah, that's a wrap, guys. Good luck today.
Yep. Thank you, Josh. Thank you, Mio. Hope you guys all have a fantastic day.